Hey everybody, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. Welcome to Open. Hey, coming up on today's show, we'll speak to a radio broadcast host and media personality who will shine a light on her show, and she's going to shine a light on the work that she's doing with her foundation too. All of that and more coming your way. After that, we'll be joined by the Senior Research and Strategy Officer for the New York City Independent Budget Office, who joins us to speak about the importance of the organization in our city's budget process. Then we'll sit down with the 7th president of the Metropolitan College of New York, who will speak about his vision for the college. And then finally, we'll sit down with the founder of the Bronx Writers and Poet, who will highlight their work, their latest work. All of that and more coming your way. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, and we are wide open. Here we go. Hey everybody, I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee, and you're watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, our first guest is a radio host and founder of the Avril Radio Show. And she joins us to highlight her show and her passion for helping others get what they need out of life. That's through her foundation. So please welcome to the show, Miss Avril Francis. Welcome.
And thank you for having me, Bob.
Avril's in the house. I like what you have on. I love your colors and everything. It's that Caribbean thing.
The Caribbean St. Kitts Nevis
Yeah.
representing,
there you go.
yeah, celebrating independence.
St. Kitts, I love St. Kitts. I've been there, been across the Nevis too. And, you know, they still have the Jack Tar Hotel and all those things over
All
there.
those things are still there waiting for you to come back.
We're going to come back.
We're coming back.
Yeah, but tell us a little bit about what you're doing with your organization.
Well, I'm the founder of the Avril Show Foundation. I started being on radio since 2002. I was always supporting Cancer Foundation, Cancer Walk, and not knowing if my money is getting where it's supposed to go. So I decided to take it in my hands and to make sure that it's done the way that I would like it to be done. So in 2009, I started the Avril Show Foundation, where I send students off to college, give scholarships, and honor cancer survivors and people in the community who is making a difference.
I like that. And what prompted you to get involved in radio and to highlighting all the wonderful things that needs to be done in our community?
Bob, I like to talk. And I think I called in on a show in 2002 and to voice my concern with the host. And I was invited to come into the studio. And after that, I was told that I need to have my own show.
Yeah.
So 93.5 contacted me, and I did 2 years the Trevor Ford Show, and then in 2004 I started doing the Avril Show, and
Beautiful.
That's where it took off.
Now, you speak on issues such as education, religious issues, community issues, policing and incarceration, and so many others. Tell us about some of those things that you talk, some of those topics that you talk about on your show.
Everything you say, yes, Bob. I talk about everything. I talk from the controller's office who have the money. I talk about the mayor, elected officials, anything that has to help the people and to bring awareness. So there's nothing I don't talk about. I think when I first started to talk about LGBT, people say, you're crazy, you can't go there. I said, I'm going there because it's not what you talk about, it's how you talk about it. And we have to highlight everybody. So that's what my show is all about. I discuss issues that affect in the community, and so there is nothing that I won't talk about.
Are you still doing the radio show today?
Yeah, I'm still doing it, but I do it more on a podcast level. because I realize that's where everyone is. So you have to go where the people are. And so folks like tonight, they tune in, they want to know what is she coming with. So I'm still doing the Monday night community talk.
The Avril Show.
The Avril Show.
All right. So what do you have coming up?
Well, tonight definitely I got to touch on the mayor and
What you gonna talk about?
I got to talk about what's going on. It's too much chaos.
Yeah.
So somebody got to bring awareness. And what I realize is that in media there is a place for everyone. The Avril Show, you be at BLS, somebody listens to no other than BLS, so Kiss FM or something else. But the fact of the matter is I have a following.
Yeah.
And after the pandemic came and I realized that's where everyone was, I decided to stay there. Because the people, they literally, if I'm not there, what happened to the show? They just want to hear what I have to talk about, because I'm always touching on something that the people needs to know about.
Are you connected with a lot of the elected officials?
Oh, very connected. Too connected. That when it's something with politics, everybody come after me. They say, oh, you're a politician or you're a senator. Or it's always my senator or my councilman, or it's always something with politics. They come after me.
So you can let them know that, you know, they got to make sure they do the right thing because they're going to come after you.
They're going to come after me. So I have to touch on the mayor because I got involved with the mayor's office.
Yeah.
And I was placed on one of his committees that's to target the Caribbean, West Indian community. So when you hear things that's happening, you got to get involved. You need to know.
Yeah. And you have a big prayer breakfast coming up. Talk about that.
Well, I have a prayer breakfast on October 26th. I don't know how God put that in my spirit that our people need praying for.
Yeah.
So we have the evangelist Bridget Blucher, well-known. Anytime she hit New York, it's a sold-out event.
Oh.
So she's coming in from Florida, and I have Shelly Fan. She's a great speaker, and I think the people need her because we have a cry, mental illness, depression. We're going through so much, so we need praying for. So our elected officials will be prayed for that morning.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so it's really a prayer breakfast and a movement that I feel that our community needs, and they don't have it.
There's a lot of the people that are going to be there.
Oh.
Let's post that up one more time, guys. I got one coming up. There you go. Speak to it. There it is. Some of the people that are going to be there, some of the other people.
Okay, yes, we have Shelly Fan. She's coming out of Florida. Pastor Judith Esdale, who's right here in the Bronx, a powerful pastor. And we have Simone Jones, who's going to be my moderator. She's from Councilman Kevin C. Riley's office. And as I said, you can't go wrong when you have evangelist Bridget Blucher in the house. Abina, she's a local artist, but she's also great. So that morning, we're coming to tear the Bronx down.
You're coming.
We're coming to release stress and depression and mental illness, all that going to be in the room. So, Bob, feel free to come because all of us need prayer.
Yes, yes. And where's it going to be?
At Eastwood Manor in the Bronx.
Eastwood Manor in the Bronx. On what date again?
October 26th at 9 a.m.
And the room's going to be lit.
It's going to be lit, Bob. So you need to pass through and make sure that you get some of that anointing.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. You just sound like you got a little, you know, pastoring in you.
I have it in me, Bob. I think, I may need your daughter to teach me to sing now, but I got something in me.
We may bring Sheena Lee down. I'll tell her about it. I'll give her this flyer. Right
Yes, that's right. Yes.
You got it. Okay. What's happening after this? You have anything else happening? Because I know you guys are trying to set up a trip to St. Nevis, to St. Kitts.
Well, Bob, yes, I have to get you back down to St. Kitts and over to Nevis, because, Nevis is just a boat away from St. Kitts.
That's
so,
right.
And our premier, Mark Brantley, the Honorable Mark Brantley, the Premier of Nevis, of course he'll be happy to have you. He has that attitude and personality. And our new Prime Minister now, that's Dr. Terrence Jew, who will be in town next week. Yeah, he is something else and a great young man.
He's coming to the prayer breakfast?
Oh, he's going to be here for a prayer breakfast that we're having this Saturday also. On the 27th. So, Bob, I'm involved in a whole lot of prayer breakfasts because I got to keep being prayed for.
That's right. I know that's right. Where can we reach you? Give me some social media or website.
You could find me on the avrilshow.com, or my foundation is www.theavrilshowfoundation.org, or on social media, The Avril Show, or me, Avril Francis.
Yeah. Before we go, tell me a little bit more about your foundation, because I know you're working with cancer patients, right?
Yes, well, as I said, I honor cancer survivors, people who have beaten the odds and still here. And over the years, it has been a tough road because I've honored 2 cancer survivors. We had one that passed on Thanksgiving Day, so it was very emotional this year. So every year, it's the first weekend in June, the first Friday.
Yeah.
Every year that I have this foundation event, and the elected officials, they really come out and support me. They become family to the foundation.
Yeah.
And during that time, I honor students who is going off to college with a scholarship. So I always look for people to get involved because my goal is to help support young people in education, you know, but it's a struggle because the money that I get it through selling tickets. So I haven't found a big sponsor like you yet,
You need a
Bob.
big sponsor.
Yeah, like yourself, who can come in and just give me some money to say, hey,
Okay.
we're here to help you. And
Yes.
so the foundation, and then in October, I support causes. Whatever money is left over,
Yeah.
I support the cancer walk, you know, in October.
I'm going to give you a camera, and I want you to reach out to the people in our audience. You can have this camera right here and just from your heart come out and ask for the money that you need.
Well, Bob, I'm reaching out on behalf of Avril Francis and Bob Lee. I'm pledging to you to support the Avril Show Cancer Foundation. This foundation started in 2009. It's a struggle to raise funds to do what I want to do with education, to empower our youths in our community, and to always be a proud sponsor of the Cancer Walk and other organization in the community who is making stride for cancer. There's 1 million cancer now over the years have developed, and my goal is to help to support research and to make a difference. So please support me. I'm here, and my information is out there, the avrilshowfoundation.org.
And you're helping children also.
Oh, yes. Yes, we're also,
Is-
you know, the Girl Scout. I'm behind the Girl Scouts. I want to help these
You're doing a whole
youth.
lot. Good. You just let it out right now.
Yes,
You got about a
and
minute.
One more minute. And I also the NYPD Explorers.
Explorers, yes.
Yes, so I do pull kids out of the NYPD Explorers who is going off to college and try to support the 4-7, the 4-9, and I want to go beyond.
Oh, you work with the police department too.
Oh,
the 4-7 and 4-9.
Oh yes, I'm also the treasurer on the 4-7 precinct council.
We don't say the 47th precinct. That we say it out in the community, but the 4-9. I mean, that's the inside. Those are inside words.
Oh, okay, all right. Thank you so much for the correction, Bob.
No. It's not a correction. It's just what you use because you're in there.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yes. So,
Yeah.
yes, and I get supporters like Montefiore, one of my biggest supporters, Best Deal
Beautiful.
Car Service. These are the
There's
people
your
that
electeds
do it.
right there.
Oh, you got me there. Oh, yes. Councilman Kevin C. Riley, Senator Jamal Bailey, my Bronx District Attorney, our board president, they support me year after
There
year.
you go. Give us that website again.
www.theavrilshowfoundation.org.
There you go. And everybody in the audience is giving you a big round of applause and they're considering what you just asked them for. The Avril Show and the Avril Show Cancer Foundation, thank you for all you do.
Thank you so much, Bob Lee. Thank you for having me.
All right. And we'll talk about St. Kitts and Nevis too.
We definitely have to. Happy
got it.
Independence, St. Kitts
There you
Nevis.
go. All right, we'll take a quick break right here. I've got more open. It's all coming your way next.
What's up, creative family? Discover your voice with BronxNet Community Media classes. Are you ready to bring your ideas to life? At BronxNet, we offer television production classes for community members ages 18 and over, empowering you to share your vision with the world. Get certified in field production, in-studio production, and our new exciting addition, podcast production. Once certified, you can create your own show to air on one of our 6 TV channels. It all starts with our free Unleash Your Ideas Masterclass, designed to help you plan your show idea and set you up for success on your production journey. This class is offered at the beginning of each month for your convenience. Our dedicated BronxNet team is here to support, encourage, and uplift you every step of the way. Join us and become a part of the creative force that engages and inspires the Bronx community and beyond. Sign up today and start your media journey with BronxNet. Visit bronxnet.org/education to learn more and register. Let's create something amazing together.
Hey, creative family. My name is Timothy Coleman, and I'm the Director of Education here at BronxNet. And I'm standing in BronxNet's Media and Technology Studios in the South Bronx, because I want to let you know about an amazing program that we're bringing back that highlights the creativity of community members just like you. Emerging Media Makers is a show that introduces you to BronxNet's certified producers. They've taken a step in their creative journey by enrolling in BronxNet's media training classes. On this show, you'll get to see the many ways that our certified producers have created a space that's all their own. Emerging Media Makers, your passion lives here.
And welcome back. Our next guest is a Senior Research and Strategy Officer for the New York City Independent Budget Office. She's here today to highlight some recent findings that our organization has on neighborhood rezoning, school enrollments, and budget, and how it impacts the residents in our community. So please welcome to the show, Sarita Subramanian. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Yeah, now a lot of people question, what is this all about? Explain what the Independent Budget Office does, because you don't hear much about it.
Yeah.
But you've been working with it for some time now, right?
Right. I've been there 15 years so far. And we are, the Independent Budget Office is a New York City government agency that is a public resource to all New Yorkers about everything related to the New York City economy, public policy. So we issue reports every year.
Yeah.
Some are required, and others are topics and policies that we are interested in, or that New Yorkers bring to us. We take requests, and so we're really open to questions from everyone.
How do you take those requests? How do you reach out?
Sure. So you could just go on our website, and we have a button right at the top to ask us any questions.
Yeah. Although it's affiliated with the government, it's still independent.
Correct.
Explain how that works.
Yeah, so the independence in our name is really important. I'm glad you asked about that. It means that we don't report to the mayor. And so we're a little bit distanced from the political process. We really strive to be truth tellers, to look at the data, do our own research and analysis, and put out our reports based on what the data say, and not necessarily following a particular political agenda.
Yeah. And the Bronx residents in the city, how do they equate into the city's budget?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the budget often is a little bit intimidating and often provides a bird's eye view of the types of programs and services that the government provides to New Yorkers. But there are particular areas where you can dive in really specifically. One example is education. And that's somewhere where, New Yorkers can look to see how much money the administration is putting into the city schools.
It's wide open. Just go to your site.
Right, exactly. You can go to our site. We have a link for what we call public school indicators that shows you the enrollment of students in schools, and we do give a breakdown by borough.
Yeah, yeah. And so this is a published report.
Correct, yes.
You guys publish it independently.
We do, and we update it periodically. So actually, we're about to release our update for this school year. We always try to align it with the beginning of the school year. So look for that in the next week or so to come out.
And some of the other, the different types of information that you provide in this report are what?
So we look at the students that are served in schools. We look at what charter schools are available in certain communities. So you can look by district. For example, specifically in the Bronx, there's a second highest number of students enrolled in charter schools, second only to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So we point that out in our report. We also look at school buildings, how overcrowded they are, and look at differences by different school districts there as well.
Yeah. And how does this help people? How does this help our community?
Yeah, so I think what we hope that the indicators report does is actually make people raise questions. And then they can go to our website, reach out to us for particular information. If they're curious, how does this look for my community? And then it helps to empower them to participate on their school, PTA, or reach out to council members who are advocating for their communities.
So get the knowledge of what to say, what to do, how to be, so when you go to one of these big meetings, whether it be with the Department of Education or the mayor's office or dealing with the elected officials, you know what to bring up, you know what questions to raise.
Exactly, and that's really our hope. Like I said, we are a public resource. We really want to make sure we become a more household name, that people know that they can come to us and ask questions. And, like I said, we understand the budget is a little bit intimidating, and we really strive to pull back the curtain a little bit and help people understand.
Yeah. Now did you mention school enrollment and how it's looking?
Yeah, so one thing you'll see in our report that's about to come out is actually the Bronx was the only borough to see a decline in school enrollment last year.
Wow.
And that's something that, we're following this trend really closely. We do note that there are a lot of students, as I mentioned, enrolled in charter schools in the Bronx. So we're really interested in looking not just at total enrollment, but where kids are enrolling.
Yeah, and where they went. Why is there that decline?
Right. Yes, and that's something else we are also tracking to see how many students and families are leaving the city, how many are coming in. We're tracking, the overall change.
Yeah, but in the Bronx in particular, did they move to another borough? Did they move out and go to the charter school, or did they just do homeschooling, or what? What happened? Does your research indicate where they went or what they're doing?
Yeah, we actually have a report that we published last year that did look at by district where students who left the city went.
Yeah.
So we did notice that particularly in the outer parts of the city, a lot of students did leave New York City.
Yeah.
Whereas in other parts of the city, there was some movement in between.
And then there's a report talking about the rezoning. There's a lot of that going on. I know you probably had that in your reports.
Yes, for sure. Yes. So we did, actually, that was a request from a council member in Queens who was interested in the rezoning that's going to be taking place in her neighborhood, council member Natasha Williams for Jamaica. And she was interested in understanding, what were the initial plans for each of the past rezonings and what actually happened, how much money was spent. So there we looked, we included Jerome Avenue in that report. And we found that Jerome Avenue was an exception, actually. So for most other neighborhoods, there were fewer investments in the neighborhoods compared to what was initially planned. Whereas in Jerome Avenue, it was actually more than what was initially planned. And a lot of that money went towards schools, open areas like parks, as well as housing.
Wow, you have the inside scoop.
Yes,
Yeah, the research is there.
Right.
Upon finding out that a lot of people are reaching out to you for this information, do you find that a lot of others are climbing on board? Like a lot of elected officials and other people who need information, even people in the media?
Yes, certainly, and that's sort of the hope, and that's why I'm here, Bob, to let everyone know that anyone can reach out to us. And we also, we're trying to meet New Yorkers where they are. We go out to community boards, community education council meetings. We were actually just in South Bronx and District 7 recently. And so we're really interested in hearing from communities what they're interested in, what they want to know more about, and then we can tailor a presentation or a report specific to that topic.
Yeah. So you have the outreach going on.
Yep.
And you're just letting people know that you're creating the awareness that this independent board is here.
Exactly.
But how are you funded? You know?
Yes, good question. So that also feeds into our independence. So our budget is set as a particular percentage of the mayor's budget office.
Oh, so you get something
A
from
set
there, but
percentage,
Yeah.
correct. And so that makes us independent in the fact that if the mayor doesn't like a report that we publish, can't slash
may
our
not
budget.
get the money.
Right. But I do think that's a really critical point
Yeah.
because it allows us to really, like I said, look at the data, publish what we actually see. And that's really critical for looking at the money coming
Yeah.
into the city and how the money is spent on programs.
So Sarita, if you're not getting the money from, you get some money from the mayor, who else can give it to you?
We're totally funded by the city of New York, and that's why we really want to make sure that we serve New Yorkers. We feel really passionately about that, and make sure people know that they can come to us, go to our website. We make all of our reports public, so anyone can access them. And we are very detailed in how we come up with our numbers, and people can ask questions if they
Are you
have.
asking for donations, or
No, we are a public agency, so we
you
don't.
can
yeah.
ask for donations?
Yes, you're correct. So
I was going to lend you my camera for a hot second.
I
there.
appreciate. I appreciate.
But you have
that.
all the
Thank
funding
you.
that you need to make it all
Yes,
happen.
Yes.
Well, listen,
exactly.
thank you for stopping by. That's very informative information that you've given us, and you got to come back and share more.
Yes,
Share it again.
certainly. Happy to come back. Thanks
Yeah.
for having me.
Are you guys have anything coming up that we should be aware of?
Yeah, as I mentioned, the public school indicators report is going to be released, so parents can dive in, take a look at what's going on in the public school system in their communities. We have, throughout the year, we publish reports after the mayor puts out the budget plans. So that gives people an idea of a different perspective of the budget based on what we see in terms of money coming in and where we see the money going out.
Yeah, great. So give us some, do you have social media or website?
Yeah, we do.
What
Check
do we
out
got?
our website, www.ibo.nyc.ny.us. It's a little bit long. We're actually going to be going through a website redesign, so it's going to be fresh and new very soon. But you could go there. You can click on our email. You can email me even, Sarita S. at ibo.nyc.ny.us.
Thank you for sharing that information, and make sure you talk to our producers to come back more often, okay?
Sure, definitely will.
You've got it. Sarita Subramanian, thank you so much. New York City Independent Budget Office. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Very good. I will take a quick break. Hey, I've got more. It's all coming your way right here on Open. And welcome back. Our next guest is the president of the Metropolitan College of New York. He joins us to speak about his vision for college, sharing information on grant opportunities that may have a major impact for his students. So please welcome to the show, Dr. Charles Gibbs.
Thank you, Bob.
I'm on what they have there.
That's okay.
But welcome.
Thank you. The world famous Bob
Yeah,
Lee.
I'm hanging out with you, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you so
for letting me
much for
share in
having
this space and time with you.
Thank you.
You've done some things before you got to where you are now. Speak to that.
Well, first and foremost, Bob, thank you, and certainly thank you to your entire team.
Yeah.
Thank you for your listeners for even humbly inviting us to just share a little bit about what we do at Metropolitan College of New York. You know, people always ask, well, what is your legacy and what's your journey? And for me, it's never really been about the titles. It's never been about the accolades, but more importantly about the people that we touch along the way. And so prior to coming to Metropolitan College of New York, I served as the National Chief Executive Officer, the CEO of 100 Black Men of America. I've served in higher ed for over 25 years, whether it was at my previous institution at Clark Atlanta University, Miles College, or my alma mater, Howard University, where I received and earned, I should say, my 3 degrees as a former student athlete. So higher ed has been in my blood. Didn't always think it was going to be in there, but God has a mysterious ways of putting you in the right direction.
God is good.
All day long.
And all day long.
He's good.
There you go. We just switched up just a little bit.
Hey, we make it work. We make it work.
There you go.
Thank you.
So what are we doing at the college right now? Explain some of the things that we're working on.
Well, what a great journey has been. I was appointed as the 7th president of Metropolitan College on July 1st. So I've actually been in the game and leading this great historic institution for 60 days plus. First African-American president in this 60-year history. So what's going on at Metropolitan College? It's a cultural shift. It's actually demonstrating that we're connecting, we're outside, we're bringing our community into our campus. We have 2 campuses, one on the 60 West Street, Lower Manhattan, and certainly one in the South Bronx on East 149th Street. So we're just excited to really continuously showcase some of the great students, some of our great programs. And if you really were to look at, open up the hood of MCNY, we have some of the most steward leaderships in civil engagement, nonprofit, in education in New York and the 5 boroughs that are graduates from Metropolitan College of New York. So no longer best kept secret. We are the secret that is outside, and we want to show everybody what we're doing.
We know all about you now.
Amen.
We're going to rev up that engine now.
That's right, that's right.
What is your vision for the school, and what are some of the steps that you're actively taking to accomplish some of these things that you need to take?
Well, sir, thank you for that question. You know, as I said during my interview process, there's probably a lot more I need to know than I do know when I was being interviewed for the position. Now that I've gotten a chance to step into the role as the president, open up the hood, check the tires, check the engine, check the fuel, there's a few critical areas that I want to make sure that we continue to support our communities. We support the 5 boroughs. We are a majority, largely, a adult learning institution. However, one of the things that I believe, and certainly in the support of my board and our governing body, is that we have to learn, and I should say, pivot in diversifying our enrollment population. So we're trying to work to establish a greater footprint within our public school systems. I had a chance to meet with our great chancellor of CUNY, and we were very clear. We don't compete, we complete. And so collaborations and really beginning to find ways for more of our institutions to collaborate with MCNY is one of my true visions of how we broaden that scope. Also, how do we collaborate further into our public school system to bring some of our traditional first-time enrolled students to Metropolitan College of New York. Again, we serve a larger population with some of our most popular programs are in our master's programs, whether that's education or public administration. We're just trying to really maintain a diverse pool of students at our institution.
I like that unique strategy that you're taking, because everybody does a little something, but when you come to the table, you can open it up. And also you're working with a Tina Nachman that that used to work for media.
She's a rock star. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Tina. So shout out to Tina.
Big shout out. So explain some of those strategies that you're taking to get where you need to go.
Sure. So one of the things that I think that separates Metropolitan College from New York is that we have a unique education model called purpose-centered education, where each student comes in with an identifier problem that they've identified in their community, in their workspace, and each semester they go through what we call a constructive action, which actually bridges theory and practice. So you are, from day one, have identified a problem in your civic organization, your nonprofit, your foundation, or your corporation, and now you have a student that you're working with that is actually researching, monitoring, measuring the outcomes of solving that particular problem. So what is your purpose? Why are you here? And how do we spend 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to understand that problem, and now you go back into your community and make a difference? One of the things that I'm really excited about is our Pathways to Careers program. We serve the 5 boroughs of New York, and we are now marketing ourselves closer and more visible to the young men and women who don't currently hold a high school diploma, but they're interested in obtaining their high school diploma so that they can add value to their economic status in their community. Historically, when you don't have your high school diploma, you go searching for your GED. You have to sit down, you have to take this exam, and then you get the piece of paper. Well, the uniqueness about our model is that not only will we prepare you for a placement exam, enroll you into Metropolitan College of New York, it's a 27 credit course, 9 credits per semester, and at the end of those 27 credits, those 3 semesters, you come out with your associate's or your bachelor's degree and your high school diploma. So you automatically are enrolled in our program on the path of not just securing your high school diploma, but also your 27 credits towards your undergrad, bachelor's, or associate's degree. And that's where we really are looking to bulk up our support for the college. There are a lot of young brothers and sisters out here in our 5 boroughs that want that next level opportunity. We're here to help to provide that.
There you go. I like that. And a lot of colleges don't do that. You take them from here to there, and you grab them by the hand and say, hey, follow me. We want to take you all the way through.
All the way through, because once you get that high school diploma, now there's a whole other process of what colleges you got to apply for, what institution, what program. We work with you all the way through those 3 semesters on carving out a blueprint for your success upon the completion of you receiving your high school diploma. Now let's enroll further into a full semester of activity engagement.
Taking you to it and taking you through it.
And guiding you through it.
There you go.
We provide, and that's the unique thing about MCNY is that we provide those full wraparound services, right? Those skills, that skill building. Let's be clear, if you're 27 years old, 28 years old, and you don't have your high school diploma yet, there's something that struck a chord that wants you to come back. Now there's a process of releasing some of that muscle memory, some of that recall of what you used to do, and that can be intimidating. And that's where we lose a lot of students, is that once they get to that first roadblock, they're like, I can't do this. But no, we're saying, yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
And let us show you how you get it done.
And a little grant helps.
Well, we've been blessed. You're hitting on all the right, of course. So clearly you've done your research, Bob. But that's why I'm with the great Bob Lee. And real quick before I get there, thank you so much for your continued support of Metropolitan College of New York. You were actually the host last year of our Power of Purpose luncheon. So thank you for believing in us and lending your talent and making that such a great, great success. So I just want to say thank you personally. Even though I wasn't in the seat, but it's always good to recognize when good people invite you into their home.
Thank you, man.
So thank you. We were recently awarded a $2.9 million grant by the National Science Foundation. But I want to be very clear and put that in perspective, certainly to your listeners. That doesn't mean we don't need more. That is a drop in the bucket compared to what our, not just MCNY, needs to really level set and really balance the playing field of equity and access. But it's going to serve a very good purpose for our 5 boroughs here in New York City. And that is to put qualified, highly qualified Black teachers into our public schools to teach our young men and women. I believe in our saying from the 100 Black Men of America that what they see is what they'll be. And so our grant centers around putting 20 Black teachers in highly dense populations, some of our most challenged communities in the areas of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Beautiful.
The more we can put more teachers of color into our public schools, the more our sons and our daughters will believe that they can have an opportunity to get the American dream. Yeah. And so that's just one of those, but we need more support, we need more collaborations, and we need more opportunities to go after these funding sources.
Well, I always have this camera that can help. It's this camera right here. You can reach out if you like. Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Bob. So if you are listening at the sound of my voice, I'm sitting here with the great Bob Lee on Open. Thank you so much for allowing MCNY to come into your home today or onto your radio today. We are very forced to be reckoned with. We are considered the Harvard on the Hudson. However, just because you have it in name doesn't mean you have it in resources. Our students are some of the most vulnerable students from the 5 boroughs that we serve. They need your support. Today, if you visit www.mcny.edu, you will support a student who can't register today because they have a back balance. Your support today will help a graduating senior today who will graduate without a balance. We need more support on our institutional scholarships, funding to help our students transition and matriculate from one course to the next to graduation. The biggest challenge for our students of color is graduating with debt. If we can partner and have majority of our students graduate from college with 0 debt, now we're winning, and now we're changing the landscape and decreasing that wealth gap funding source. So please visit www.mcny.edu today. The right-hand corner, there's a button that says donate. Click that button, but then scroll down, and then you're gonna see an icon that says reoccurring. Hit that button also so we can see you every month, and you will get a personal call from me thanking you for all donations that come in today. I will call you and thank you personally, but we need more help. Those are nice gifts, those are intimate gifts, but we need a sustainable solution to graduating our students with 0 debt. No. You spend all the money on education and you graduate with $80,000 in debt, that's a big leap, Bob, to get into that financial freedom level. So anything that you can do to support us and our students who need you, we're here to help you and collaborate with you. Thank you very much.
Doc,
thank you, Bob.
You hit all those points right there. If I was a student, I would go back to school. I would get more involved.
Come on now, and I'll come and visit you in your classroom.
There you go.
Huh? Absolutely, Bob. We outside. We're pressing the flesh. We're really trying to make a difference.
I like that. That's a good feel too and a good look. Before we go, voter education, town hall.
Oh, wow. That's going to be an awesome experience. We've teamed up with Pastor Jamal Bryant.
There it is, right
there.
there.
Oh, yes. It's going to be a great with Tiki Torres.
Yes.
And the bottom line is that we're apolitical. But the important part is that we educate our community at our South Bronx campus. So we're opening up to the community. We're opening up to our students, our faculty, our staff. This is a very important election. And not only for me, that our vice president, who's a candidate for the presidency, happens to be a Bison from Howard University, HU. And so we have that in common, but just to educate our community on the process of voting. So we're excited about this partnership with Project 555 under the leadership of Pastor Jamal Bryant.
Hey, listen, my house is your house. You're
Thank
always
you.
invited to
Thank
come
you,
back.
Bob.
Thank you. Come back anytime you want to share some great information, and we'd like to come back and visit your school too.
We'd love to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bob.
All right.
Thank
there
you
he
so
is,
much.
Dr. Charles Gibbs, President of Metropolitan College of New York. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Always
Bob.
a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for
Nice to see
having me.
again.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We'll take a quick break. I've got a whole lot more coming up next.
19.7% of Bronxites currently experience food insecurity. Meanwhile, instead of these nice, colorful foods, this is the best food that they have access to. If this sounds like you, there are a bunch of resources to get healthy food for free or cheap. If you want to help, you might consider donating or volunteering in one of these places. Community fridges like this one are all over the city and allow New Yorkers to conveniently donate extra food to people who might need it. Go to this link and find your nearest one. Food banks and pop-up events like these provide millions of healthy meals to families in need. These organizations are distributing meals to Bronxites as we speak and are always accepting donations and volunteers.
And welcome back. Here we go again. Our last guest, the founder of the Bronx Writers and a poet known as the Happy New Yorican. And he joined us to share their latest projects and so much more. Please welcome to the show, Josue Caceres and Natalia Gonzalez.
Yeah.
I just threw that in, Gonzalez. Josue and Nati.
What's up? Yeah, we outside.
So, you know, every time you come, you got something new, a new project that you're working on. Tell us about it. What are you working on around this time?
First, I just want to thank you, Bob. Thank the platform. Thanks for having us. The team, the staff, shout out to Steven. Love this team. It's like a home to us.
It's always good to see you here live. And we used to, you know, go live from your living room.
Yes, I know.
From your personal studio.
I know, but we're here in the studio now, so always great to be here. Yeah, so BX Writers, you know, we're now working on book number 7.
Yeah.
You know, this project called The Writer of the Week, you know, it's one of the first projects that I started under BX Writers. And what we did with that project is we opened up submissions, and every week we highlighted a writer and their poem. You know, we will highlight it on our social medias. Before I did events, before I published books, that's what we were doing. You know, and now we return to this project, and the winners in the past year are now being put into a book. You know, now they're being published along with photographs and other art forms. And, you know, it's just a beautiful thing, you know, when you revisit like an old project and you bring it back and you add on to it, you expand it. And giving this opportunity to these writers, you know, I've seen many writers, creatives start out with BX Writers, and now they're leaders in their communities, leaders of their own tribe, curators, you know, creating their own events, you know. So it's always beautiful to start and continue with these projects.
Yeah, I mean, it was beautiful watching you grow. I remember the very first time you kicked it off. You know,
indeed.
It was like, started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yes,
Started from the bottom, now the whole team's
now
here.
Now we're here.
And Nati, how did you, Natalia, how did you meet up with Josue?
So honestly, I think it started probably with Poetry and Potions, an open mic event that BX Writers used to sponsor with Nico Diaz, shout out. And the way that worked was we just kind of like would see each other at these events, and
that's you. Look.
Oh, that is me. I'm not wearing the same shirt. Oh, but genuinely, I could just see.
That's you again.
I'm crying.
Those are good shots, though.
Thanks. Oh, those are.
I'm sorry for the interruption, but
no,
they look good. They just popped out. Bam.
I'm crying. Yeah. Thanks. That's really kind. So yeah, I ended up sort of hitting it off with them, and then just seeing how the events would go and like how amazing the vibe, just like immaculate, going open mics and just like hearing the message you needed to hear that day. So that made me really into it. I applied to be a Writer of the Week, which fortunately I was selected for. And then I hit up Josue. I was like, can I help? Like, can I work on this book?
Get involved in this. I can do this.
For sure.
How did you get involved in poetry?
Definitely my whole life. Like, I used to write poetry in the margins of my notebooks, but I never even considered it.
Hold that picture right there while she's talking. I don't want to interrupt you anymore. But while you can finish your thought and then tell us about this Writer of the Week.
For sure.
How that felt for you.
It's just something I think we all do. We all have some kind of creative inclination. I don't care what anyone says when they say no. And that became a reality for me during like the heavy reflection that I think COVID was for all of us. It was really a crucible, and I realized like the thing keeping me sane was my writing. And from then on, I was like, you know, I'm gonna take this seriously. It's not gonna be just this thing I do on the side anymore.
Yeah, karma is grace.
Thank you.
So how did it feel to become the Writer of the Week?
Awesome. Anything, right? It's shouldn't be necessary that you need validation in this world, but there's something really beautiful about sharing art and people resonating with it. And so that part definitely was awesome to get that email like, hey, we definitely want to put this up. Yeah, for sure.
There it is right there. We put it up.
It's exciting, to, do these projects and give these writers, these artists, a creative outlet, and a stepping stone in a way, so they can go on to do, better, bigger things within their creative careers, so.
How does that feel for you? You find out about these wonderful artists that are out there that you would have never known before if they didn't step into your world.
Yeah. No, it's something like I didn't know I had a passion for until I was actually in it. When I started, my very first project to highlight these writers, I didn't know like this is what I wanted to do. But now that I'm in it, it's beautiful. And creating these spaces where artists just want to come and be involved and just to get inspired. So it's something that I have a lot of passion for.
Yeah. Do you think anyone here wants to do a piece of poetry? You want to kick one or no?
What you think?
I have a little something, but do you want to?
You want to do a little something?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, let's let the world know. Okay. Let's let the world know. Here we are. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
We're here.
Started from the bottom, now the whole team's here.
So, okay. It's Hispanic Heritage Month. Shout out to us.
Yeah.
And this piece is all in Spanish, so I'm gonna
do it in Spanish and in English.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't have it in me to translate on the fly.
Oh, that's all right.
If that's okay.
I'll translate while you're gonna do it in Spanish. I'll translate it in English.
Okay.
No. Do the whole thing in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Or do the whole thing in English.
I'm crying. I'll just do a backflip real quick. Just to warm up.
Okay.
Okay. This piece is called La Piña. Siempre habían piñas en la casa de mi abuela. Mis primos y yo intentábamos adivinar su fin. Un postre por seguro. Tiene que ser pudín. No, hay un jamón refrizando en la nevera. Mira, toda esa leche de coco, esa piña definitivamente está colada. ¿Y cómo caía el silencio cuando mi abuela arrancaba una hoja de la corona a ver si estaba madura la piña? Y puede ser. Se expone el aroma de nuestra fruta matriarca. Mi abuela repartiendo rebanadas doradas que traen recuerdos de nuestra patria. Dulces, sencillas, perfectas. Hay que morder.
So, you love it. Now you can translate it.
Me? I can't do that.
Yeah.
No, but this is we have writers like Natalia, so many amazing writers in this book that we're working on. And it's not only poems, but we're also going to include other art forms, right?
That's beautiful.
Yes.
But you were talking about in English. You were
yeah.
talking about.
It just, everybody knows, I'm fortunate enough to know what it's like to be in a house with my grandmother a lot.
Yeah.
And you have like 80 cousins, all there's like one thing you have to share. But the joke is that, sometimes something as simple as a fruit, right? Like the pineapple that grows in our lovely native Borinquen, can be that lesson from your ancestor with just the sweetness of it, and it brings you all those memories.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Island.
Wow. Sweet.
Wow.
Thank you.
So what are you guys coming up next? Can we come and see a lot of this at a certain place?
So our next event is we have a writer's workshop September 28th at the Boogie Down Grind in Hunts Point. We also have Bronx Native Day coming up. It's Bronx Native 7th anniversary. That will be on October 5th. It's going to be a whole block party, events, performances, open mic, vendors, all that amazing stuff. And you can follow us at BX Writers. The next book is the Writers of the Week book. You already know. Natalia, you want to plug yourself in?
Oh, I just want to say, plugging the book, Writers of the Week, we're going to be looking for imagery. So we're going to be opening submissions soon to see the beautiful art and the creatives that are just so talented. And
so people who want to, you're looking for somebody to draw a book cover? Is that?
So the book cover is covered, but what we're looking for is art submissions that are going to match the energy of the pieces we've received.
Yeah, we're going to like publish it inside the book. So, you know, we're looking for, you know, our local artists, our creatives. If you have like any type of art, any type of photography, we're going to open up submissions soon. So, yeah.
You got it. And they can go to your website to find out what that is and what it.
Yeah.
The creators would know.
Yes. You can check us out.
They know the language.
Yes,
find
BX
us on
Writers.
Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Yes, bxwriters.com, at BX Writers on IG. Yeah, you already know.
There
Appreciate
you
you, man.
Well, listen, anything that you want to mention before we go? We got 30 seconds.
Check us out, BX Writers. What about you? Where can we find you?
Oh, yeah, you can find me at the Happy New Year again. And you can also find me, shout out to Gallery 71. I think my dad would kill me if I didn't say that out loud.
Say that. And then the Native Shop, the Bronx Native Shop.
Yes, Bronx Native Shop, Gallery 71. Just amazing spaces for our creators, for our artists.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. Hey, thank you guys so much. We got to get together and grab some of that food.
I know.
Yes.
We spoke about it before we got on camera. It all blends in. Everything mixes. Yeah. And I want to ask you before we leave, is that your dad right there?
No, well, that's his photograph, actually. So Karma's Grace is actually based off of this photograph. It's actually going to be in a book we're working on now. So
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, listen, thank you for all that you guys do and continue to do, and hopefully we can get together, bring some BronxNet cameras over and capture a lot of the things that you do and help expose it a little bit more.
Definitely.
Thank you for coming in. Our house is your house.
Appreciate
Continue
you,
doing your thing, all right?
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Josue
Yes.
Caceres and, should I say it?
Go for it.
Natalia. And briefly, tell us what that is.
Oh, it's my childhood nickname. My name's Natalia, but if you really know me, you call me Nati.
Yeah, and Nati is?
Oh, well, Nata is my other nickname, but it's sort of a film on top of a dried coffee. Well.
Here, drink Bustelo. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us, okay?
Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. And we want to thank all of our guests. Thank you for joining us, y'all viewers for tuning in and checking it all out. Keep following us on BronxNet TV for continued coverage. And we want to thank you for letting us share in this space and time with you. We really, really appreciate you and love you. Join our hosts, Kip and Arlene, Darren Jaime, and Rena Valentin. That's on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday for all new episodes of Open. I'll catch you another day, another way. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the chooser. The Dr. Bob Lee. I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. I love you all. Peace.